What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Johnny Mack here. Just wanted to give you a heads up that if you are looking for a community that is open to discussion as far as mentorship, conservation, the wild, becoming a better person, and all of that, there is a group for you on Facebook, and it is called Soul Seekers. Soul Seekers, we are all about making ourselves a better person. We're all about making sure hunting lasts for generations to come and encouraging people to get plugged in. Whether you are someone who has something to give or someone who needs to soak it up like a sponge, this is a community for you, and I strongly encourage you that if you're on Facebook to join Soul Seekers, and if you're not on Facebook, hop on there just for that group. It is only going to be as powerful as we all make it. And so just remember that life happens for you, it doesn't happen to you, and that you can't outgive good. You can't outgive good, people. I want you to understand that, and I want you to believe it, because when we believe that and we lead with courage and we lead with intention, lives are changed, lives are transformed, just like on this podcast, transformation through primal adventure. Be blessed. Enjoy this episode. Talk soon. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Soulful Hunter Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Mack. Through this podcast, I'm on a mission to transform lives through primal adventure and to spread my mission of mentorship as conservation. This podcast is powered by Washington Backcountry, a resource for all hunters, both new and old. To find out more about Washington Backcountry, go to wabackcountry.com or search for Washington Backcountry on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The Soulful Hunter Podcast is also proudly presented by T&K Hunting Gear. If you haven't heard about T&K, then it's about time you do. I've been using T&K gear out in the field and on hunts and have fallen in love with their stuff. T&K is veteran-owned and 100% made in America using only American-made products. All their gear is covered under a lifetime warranty with no questions asked. If it breaks or fails, they will fix it or replace it for free. T&K is your resource for bino harnesses, bow slings, and a lot more amazing gear. For more information about T&K hunting gear, go to tnkhunting.com or search for them on Facebook and Instagram. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Freedom on and stay soulful. The Soulful Hunter Podcast is also proudly presented by the Crazy Elk Company. Based out of the state of Washington with products made in America, they are providing solutions with gear to problems you didn't even know you had. Their tag wallet is one of those solutions, and I had the pleasure of using it on all of my hunts this last year, and it is now a mainstay in my kill kit. The tag wallet is a water-resistant zippered pouch that comes with its own reusable zip ties to safely and securely store your notch tag for quick and easy access. For more information, go to crazyelkcompany.com and use the code SOULFUL with a capital S to save 20% at checkout. Be blessed, everyone, and as always, stay soulful. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Johnny Mack, your host, and today we are going to be diving into what it means to be healthy. What does it mean to be healthy? It's really interesting, and I would almost say apropos in this type of world that we live in with coronavirus and all these different things that people are unsure about. So I wanted to talk specifically about what it means to be a healthy individual. So just to give you a little definition of Merriam-Webster of what health is. It is the condition of being sound in body, mind, and or spirit. Body, mind, and or spirit. I want you to think about this for a second. If you were to ask yourself, am I healthy? What would be your answer? How would you define your answer? Would it be, well, I'm not sick, therefore I'm healthy? Are you thinking about, well, I don't eat properly? I do eat properly, or I exercise? See, one of the biggest misconceptions is that health is the absence of disease. That it is the removal of something, not the addition to something. I want you to think about that for a second as we dive into this a little bit more. People often think health is the removal of things. removal of cancer, removal of plaque on your teeth, and removal of body odor, whatever it is, instead of it being an addition to yourself. So, as we dive deeper into what it means to be healthy, and you ask yourself, am I healthy? Am I healthy? There's actually a lot more for you to consider than maybe what you've even known or ever been taught. So, I'm going to take you through this. So, one of the things I want you to understand is that to be healthy, it is what I already read in the definition is that it's a sound body, mind, and spirit. So it's not just exercising or nutrition and taking care of your physical state. It is mind and spirit. So I'm going to dive into this a little bit more. So for those of you who do not know, there's actually 6 aspects of health. I like to call it health and wellness because sometimes when we talk about are you healthy, that could be people would take it differently than if I asked are you well. Okay, so that is where the power of words come into play, and it's very important to identify how these things play out because a lot of times if you're not talking about the same definition, then you're going to be missing the mark when it comes to sharing information. So there's 6 aspects of health and wellness, and if you could imagine with me, normally I would have some visuals to show you, but right now through a podcast, we're going to do it as best as we can. There's a wheel. And imagine like a bike wheel where it has spokes. Or a tire or a wheel on your car has spokes and it supports the outside circle. And we are on the road of life. There's twists, there's turns, there's ups, there's downs, there's potholes, there's bumps. And as we are traveling through life, there are different things that happen. Some stuff is great. Some stuff is not so great. Some stuff is, oh man, I wish I could have done it different. But one thing that you need to truly understand is that it doesn't matter about the outside circumstance. Because once again, we're not a result of the circumstances in our lives. However, we get to create our own existence. And what I mean, one of the ways in which I mean that is how we take care of ourselves and being healthy completely. So going back to the wheel has spokes. There are 6 spokes to that wheel. There are 6 aspects of health to take care of ourselves to then support our outer wheel, our whole entire self. And as we go down the road of life, if we are missing a spoke to our wheel or not taking care of a spoke to our wheel, when we hit a bump, when we hit obstacles, or when we have to maneuver quickly, those spokes are not there to support our wheel, and our wheel can get bent, it can get dented, it can break. And then going down the road of life is not smooth. It's not as easy or as pleasurable or as enjoyable as it was before. So the 6 aspects of wellness is something that you need to take care of on a daily basis, on a moment by moment basis. Here are the 6 aspects of health. First, spiritual. Spiritual health is a deep sense of meaning characterized by faith, hope, love, and a reverence for living. As a school teacher, I always tell my students, today is a great day to be alive. Because I'm setting that moment in time that it is a great day to be alive, regardless of what's happening in this world. It is a deep sense of meaning characterized by faith, hope, love, and a reverence for living. What do you have faith in? What do you have hope for? What do you have love for? And do you have a reverence for living? I personally have a really hard time when I ask somebody, hey, how you doing? And they're like, okay. And then, not that I have an issue with that answer, because if that's all they're doing, then I want to know why. The issue is when every day is, okay. As a school teacher, I ask my students, "Hey, how you doing?" "I'm tired." "Oh, okay. Well, why are you tired?" "I don't know." And we go through the circle of people just saying words or saying feelings without actually identifying the root cause of what is the cause and effect of what is causing them to present themselves the way they are. So, spiritual health. Do you have a deep sense of meaning? Do you have a deep sense of meaning characterized by faith, hope, love, and a reverence for living? Currently, I'm reading a book. Actually, I just finished it, ironically. I say currently, but I still have it like on my desk and I carry it with me. Is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Highly recommend that book. If those of you who have never heard of that book, I strongly encourage you to go read it. It's not very long. It is a good read, and it is going to open your mind to some different things. So, spiritual health. Are you a spiritually healthy person? You can go to church, synagogue, mosque, whatever, and still not be a spiritually healthy person. So don't just automatically go, "Oh, well, I do this, so I'm spiritually healthy." It is an internal thing because internally, how we are on the inside is then exuberated and shown on the outside. So you got your first aspect of spiritual health. Your second aspect is physical health. Now, this one's kind of easy because this is the one in which we typically concern ourselves in and relate to when it comes to being healthy. So, physical health is a body fit and able to meet the physical demands of one's lifestyle. So, this is kind of interesting. It's a body that's fit and able to meet the demands of one's lifestyle. Whose lifestyle are we talking about? We're talking about your lifestyle. It's not a comparison to other people. "Oh, I see them running these miles and miles, or I see them in this physical, like bodybuilder shape, or they have a six pack, or they're eating this way, or whatever." It's your body. Is your body fit and able to meet the physical demands of one's lifestyle? If you have a goal, such as wanting to do, like, for example, because this is a soulful hunter, a backcountry hunt, and you know that going up the mountains is not the most easiest thing for you, but that is a goal, a target that you want to shoot for, then therefore, if your body's not in a position that is going to fit and able to meet the demands of your lifestyle, then you need to do something about it. No one else is going to come and save you. No one else is going to make the choices for you. No magic pill is going to then cut the body fat on or off you and all this stuff. You have to do it yourself. You have to make your own decision. It's your life. Either take control of it or don't, or continue to not take control. But there's a certain level of responsibility that is tied in with being healthy. So physical, is your nutrition proper? Are you physically exercising? Are you free of disease? Do you have broken bones? Are you suffering from any sort of illness or cancer or things that are causing it to be challenging? Because if you have goals in your life and you're not working towards them, it's probably robbing a lot of joy out of your life, a lot of hope. That physical, these are all interrelated. When you have a body that's not fit and able to meet the demands of your lifestyle or the demands in which you want to achieve, then that also affects your spiritual health because that hope, that faith, that reverence for living, and that meaning, deep sense of meaning, is like, "Oh, well, I'm never going to be able to do that." You kind of get the Eeyore syndrome. "No, well, okay, not today. What's the point?" Well, the point is to live this life the best you can, to thrive in it, not just to merely exist. So we have spiritual health, we have physical health. The next one is intellectual health. See, this is one that people often forget, and I actually really struggled with this growing up, not because intellectual health is one specific action. However, I think the way public school is set up, the education system set up, is that children are forced to do and read things and learn things that's not really impactful for them, and it doesn't connect the dots to the future. Like Civil War, for example. If I recall all these dates of these battles and who shot first and how many people died and all these different things, that's really awesome. In regards to our overall picture and grand scheme of life, how many key people have like a true vested interest in that, and that's impactful for them. However, if you were somebody who went to college and all of a sudden you got into your major and you're like, wow, learning is way more easier because I'm interested in this stuff. Or if you go back for a second degree and you're like, I'm choosing this, it's way easier because we're invested in it. And so, intellectual health is a mind bursting with wonder and curiosity and the ability to learn new things. A mind bursting with wonder and curiosity and the ability to learn new things. Are you learning new things? As you are progressing in your life, are you actually challenging yourself, expanding your mind, growing mentally, intellectually? Do you read books? Do you read books? Or are you so caught up playing video games and doing other things and filling up your time in ways that aren't going to then come back and support your intellectual health? Now, I said video games there just because that is an opportunity in which people invest a lot of time in. It has nothing to do against video games. But how do you choose your time? Where are you investing your time at? This whole concept that you hear me talk about, like mentorship is conservation. I had to learn how to hunt. I invested my time in learning how to hunt to get to where I am now. I don't have all the answers, I don't have all the knowledge. It is a journey, and I'm still continuing on that. That is something that I want to thirst for. You look at the ingenuity of the 21st century and the turn of the century here, and you think like there were people pushing the limits of just incredible inventions. Do you even know how to change the oil on your car? Do you understand how things work? Like, where is the intellectual health? Is a mind bursting with wonder and curiosity and the ability to learn new things? Don't lose your sense of curiosity. It's the driving force behind a lifelong learner, right? Like, I wonder how that works. Yesterday, my lawnmower wasn't working very well. I already changed the spark plug, so process of elimination is like, okay, well, I better check the fuel filter and the air filter, because then those are the next things on the list. However, no one's ever shown me those. I've never gone through those previously. However, don't be afraid. Don't lead with a mindset of fear. Explore. Grow. Because not only do you gain the knowledge, you also then gain and hold the knowledge to share with others. Maybe you're a parent and you get to pass it down to your children, or you get to leave it to somebody else. It's a legacy that you get to leave. I mean, that is incredibly powerful, but it starts with you. Just like everything starts with you. You wake up your day. How does the day start? It doesn't start with other people, it starts with you. No one's going to live your life except you. And do you live your life for yourself, or do you live your life for other people? Out of guilt, out of shame, out of regret. So we have spiritual health, physical health, intellectual health. SPI. The next one is emotional health. Are you emotionally healthy? The definition of what emotionally healthy would be is a peace of mind. Can you truly take a deep breath and relax and say, everything is going to be okay? Or are you constantly caught up in the drama and the anxiety and the worriness and the stress and the world's got you down. It's always raining on me. You can't escape the rain cloud. Emotional health is extremely and often forgot about. Me time. One of the ways I take care of my emotional health is that I do things specifically for me. I call it me time. I remove distraction, so I'm not focusing on something else. I'm focusing on myself. For me, my me time is when I go run, and I run without headphones. So all I have is the thoughts in my head on every step that I take. That is where I get to process. This is where I get to connect with my creator, my God. I get to dive down into my fears, my anxiety, the different emotions in which I'm experiencing. And I get to release it and I get to speak it out loud because I am not going to be a victim or a result of the circumstances in my life. We get to create the life that we want. Do you want to be a healthy person? Then create the healthy mindset. The emotional health, a peace of mind. And it's P-E-A-C-E, not P-E-I-C-E. It's not a sliver of mind. It's a rest and relaxation of mind. Emotionally healthy. Are you? Or are you caught up in the drama? Caught up in the hype? You know, I'm a huge believer in the Bible, and it always says, fret not for tomorrow. Worry not about tomorrow because tomorrow has enough worries of its own. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Be present in the moment. I think that's one of the things we so often forget. We live our lives behind a screen. Like how many of you go to a concert and are taking your phone out and you're videoing the concert that you're physically and presently at, and yet you're watching it through a screen? Be present in the moment. Be present with your children. Get off your cell phone. Get off technology. Take out the headphones. Turn off the radio. Even if you're listening to this podcast, which is ironic, that's what I'm talking about, turn it off. Collect your thoughts. Center yourself. Ground yourself. Lead with intention. Identify your target. Make a plan of action. Take care of yourself so that you are then a better human being for all the world, everyone else. You can't love yourself, or you can't love the world until you love yourself, right? So love yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your emotional health, your emotional well-being, the peace of mind. Pray. Pray. Speak out loud. It's nothing wrong. You're not crazy to speak out loud and have conversations. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. Make it real. Your thoughts become your words become your reality. So you have these thoughts in your head, start speaking it, start living it, and create the world around you in which you want. No one else is going to come save you. No one else is going to do it for you. No one knows you better than you. You make the choice. Put your foot down and decide, today is the day. This moment is the moment in which I am going to change my life. That I'm going to cause the ripple effect to not only affect me, but my household, my children, my husband, my wife, my community, my family, my workers, my co-workers, It starts with you. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. So be the change. Be the change. So we have spiritual health, we have physical health, we have intellectual health, we have emotional health. The next one up is social. health? Are you socially healthy? I heard a quote one time, and I don't even know who this is from, but sarcasm is of the devil. Are you a person that's constantly causing confusion? Are you building other people up or are you tearing others down? It says in the Bible that life and death is in the power of the tongue. Are you speaking life into people or are you not speaking life into people? Because the opposite of life is death. Are you leading with love, kindness, gentleness, meekness? Are you exuding the fruits of the Spirit? Ask yourself this, and if you're not a religious person, it doesn't matter. It's not about religion. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about being healthy. Are you a healthy person not only for yourself, but for other people as well? Are you exuding love, joy, peace, forgiveness, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control? Do you have self-control? Would your children call you a gentle human? See, that's one of the things like gentleness. Hunters specifically constantly get attacked about, oh, you just kill by the antis. The issue is that we actually are gentle because we bring love into what we're doing. We could hold a baby and know that we are powerful enough to stomp out and crush the life of that individual, and yet we know also how to cradle it, hold it, protect it. Do you know how to forgive? Are you holding on to hatred, anger towards other people? Do you know how to forgive yourself? Do you know how to forgive your spouse? Do you know how to forgive your children, your coworkers, your boss? Are you living with peace? Are you exuding joy in your life? Do you know how to love yourself? This is all a part of social health. Look in the mirror. Would you want to hang out with yourself? Would you want to be around yourself? Because we are the sum of the people in which we surround ourselves with. So are you surrounding yourself with people that are going to build you up, or are you surrounding yourselves with people that are going to tear you down? Are you building others up, or are you tearing it down? You always hear me say on this podcast, you can't outgive good. You can't outgive good. When we lead with love, when we lead with joy, when we lead with forgiveness, kindness, when we lead with faithfulness, when we lead with self-control, how does that affect your life? And then how does it affect the people around you? Self-control. We could do a whole podcast just on that topic right there all alone. Self-control. Do you have the ability to say no? Do you have the ability to say no? Think about it. Oh, I'm on a diet. Oh, so-and-so brought cookies. They're in the lounge. Would you like one? Donuts, brownies. And this is just a specific thing for diet because more often than not, people are like, well, I would really like to lose weight, but I just can't give this up. Well, where's your self-control? But once again, it goes to a decision, right? You have to decide what it is you want in life. Because obviously, if you decide that you want something, you don't really want it if you're going to make choices that go against it. So are you socially healthy? So we have spiritual health, physical health, intellectual health, emotional health, social health, and then we have the last one, V, vocational health. Vocational. Passionate for one's work, which is meaningful and challenging. You don't merely exist. This ties back into the spiritual aspect. Do you have a reverence for living? Characterized by faith, joy, and love. Faith, hope, love, and a reverence for living. Or are you just merely existing, clocking in, clocking out, clocking in, clocking out? Where's the growth? Where's the growth mindset? How do you achieve anything, or how do you ever hit a target or a goal if all you do is exist? Are you passionate for one's work, which is meaningful and challenging? Ask yourself. Or is it a means to an end? A lot of people have jobs in which is just a means to an end, and I'm not saying give up on what you're doing. However, if you identify that it is not fulfilling, it's not providing you to be a healthy individual in what you're doing, then look for other avenues to supplement to it or get out of it. We have free will. Make your own choices. No one's holding you down. No one is literally chaining you to your job. So I want to wrap it up with this. We have this acronym, SPIES-V. SPIESV. SPIES-V. It is the acronym for health, the wheel of health. And we go down the road of life. And there are obstacles, there are bumps, there are dips, there are challenges. And each of those spiritual, physical, intellectual, emotional, social, and vocational are an aspect and a spoke of your wheel. So when we look at the greater picture, is your wheel supported? See, we can be physically healthy. We could even be spiritually and physically healthy, but if we're not emotionally healthy or intellectually healthy, or if one of those aspects disappears, our wheel is not supported, and the road of life is going to be much more challenging, much more difficult. And it's a compounding thing, because if you don't fix your wheel, it's only going to get more difficult and more difficult and more difficult. Think about it. Life is not always smooth. There are going to be bumps. Are you going to lose control? Today, I want to leave you with the question of, are you healthy? Are you spiritually healthy, physically healthy, intellectually healthy, emotionally healthy, socially healthy, vocationally healthy? And if you're not, now is the time to take a stand and say, no more. I'm not going to live a life of unhealthiness. You only have one body. You only have one mind. Take care of it. Grow it. Just like a muscle can atrophy away and wither away, or it can hypertrophy and grow and grow and grow. That is a 100% correlation and representation of you. Are you growing? Are you continuing to be healthy? Because I was healthy yesterday doesn't mean I was healthy today. I was healthy last week doesn't mean I was healthy today. In this moment, I was healthy last month, last year. Doesn't mean you're healthy in this moment. Take care of now. Life is now. Be blessed, everybody. I hope you guys really enjoyed this podcast. If you did, I'd really love it if you could go leave a review. And if not, no worries. Be blessed. Be of good cheer. Know that life is happening for you. It's not happening to you. Hope you guys really enjoyed this episode, everybody. Freedom on and stay soulful. If you enjoyed today's podcast, I'd love it if you could go ahead and give this a rating as well as subscribe. Also, you can check us out on Instagram under the Soulful Hunter Podcast. Make sure to tag us in pictures and posts and use the hashtag Soulful Hunter. To find out more about the Soulful Hunter Podcast, go to soulfulhunter.com and be sure to follow the podcast as we are going to be bringing you a lot of great information, insight, and changing lives through primal adventure. I look forward to connecting with you on the next episode. Stay tuned and stay soulful.